news editor Kate Nagel. Thanks for tuning in this 4 o'clock hour. Ray Rickman just gave his big view as he does every Thursday. But most Thursdays moving forward, we're going to be embarking on a very important campaign here that is being undertaken by the Department of Transportation. This is the Ripple Effect campaign. If you've watched TV, if you've been online, you can't not have seen videos running already about the impact of impaired driving. And I have Lee and Gary Bourque here in studio with me today to talk about their story, why they've gotten involved, and to honor their son Ryan. So thank you very much for coming in today. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Glad to be here.
I mean, very tragic, important story that you're getting out there. Your son was killed at the age 24 by an impaired wrong-way driver. And now the Department of Transportation is embarking on this campaign about the impact that decisions to get behind the wheel when you're impaired have, not just on you and your family, but the entire state, the entire community. Having gone through what you had gone through on such a personal basis, and when you were approached to say, help tell your story, help talk to Rhode Islanders, help talk to the country about the impacts of impaired driving, what was your reaction?
Well, initially I was very nervous about it. I didn't know how I could be a voice for other people. I've never really, took a stand about anything. But this is our life now, and it's very important to us. And to think other people are going through the same thing we are, and maybe we can help make a change. That kind of overrode my fears, wanting to help.
And again, this video has been out. I think a lot of folks have seen it. You're there. You're at the cemetery. You're at your son's cemetery, saying you could never envision this is where you were going to be. Have you been just approached by people who have seen you and just want to thank you for your bravery with bringing forth this message?
Yes. We've had a lot of positive feedback, and not just about impaired driving, but just people having difficult situations in their lives, and it makes it easier to talk about it when somebody brings it out in the open.
And it never gets easier.
No.
No, definitely not.
It doesn't get easier, but again, if you can just reach those people of any age to say, don't do it. If you are impaired, don't get behind the wheel of a car.
Yes.
Yep, there's so many options for people today with Uber and all kinds of apps, and just a designated driver. People like to have a good time, and we're all for having a good time, but just don't do it behind the wheel.
And so, again, your son was a police officer, was just on the job, was coming home. I mean, again, it's this ripple effect. He was a young man with his whole life in front of him. I mean, what would you want to share with people? This was Ryan.
He made a difference in our lives, and because of this tragic event, we've seen the difference he's made in other people's lives. And everybody is important to somebody. Everybody means something to somebody, and you have to care about other people. You have to. It's not just about your good time. It's caring about other people.
And the unfortunate outcome of what had occurred with this accident was both your son and the wrong-way driver were killed in this accident. And I know you have not spoken with the driver's family, have you?
No, I haven't.
And again, to the impact of losing any child, do people really need to put themselves in the shoes of what would happen to their parents, what would happen to their siblings, if they themselves were that person who didn't go out and intend to do anything, but they were impaired and should have known not to get behind the wheel of a car? Is that really the mindset that people need to put in their heads about who this is going to impact?
Yeah, there are many victims.
Yes.
There are many victims.
It was amazing. There was only 2 people involved in the accident, but the ripple effect just reaches so deep and is so far-reaching. You don't even realize it until months later. Even it's really heartbreaking, and people need to realize that when they get behind the wheel impaired, could be very, very serious.
And you talk about that ripple effect. I mean, you've probably heard from people you didn't anticipate hearing from about both since his passing and since this campaign.
Yeah.
And so moving forward, again, now that what the DOT is going through and bringing this campaign out, you're going to be talking with more folks. You know, really, what do you want to tell the viewers while you're here about this campaign? Again, it's just what it means to the community.
It's important. It affects everybody. You know, the situation in Rhode Island is unique. It's very dangerous, and it doesn't depend. You know, it doesn't matter what time of day you're on the road. You're at risk, and it's alarming, really. And it would be wonderful if this could make, you know, people rethink what they're doing. You know, have fun, but be careful about having fun. You know, not at the expense of other families, your family.
And you've seen, we're going to be having a number of people, and the ripple effect is going to talk about law enforcement officials, healthcare officials about this. I mean, we've seen there's been just the number of highway deaths this year. It just seems, again, just as this campaign, you have to get to the core of someone. How are we going to stop this? It's an epidemic.
You know, looking at somebody's pain is hard. You know, sharing your pain is hard, but if that's what we have to do to get the message across, I'm willing to do it. The fact is, lives are destroyed, you know. We can never have the life back that we had. My son will never have the future he should be living. And this could be you. This could be anybody.
What do you know, when you think about that, the young person who took your son's life, I mean, what's the range of emotions that you go through and have gone through? Again, nothing can stop, you know, but it could have been stopped. I mean, what's your reaction when you are going through the grieving process about the person responsible for impacting your family like this?
Initially, you know, anger, and
Just devastation.
Yeah.
You know, we really had no time or couldn't put any effort into being angry because we were just totally devastated. And,
just as his family must be devastated. You know, I haven't spoken to them, but I imagine they're in pain too. I mean, they lost their son, and I know what that feels like, and it's so unfortunate. You know, he was surrounded by friends and family, and nobody stopped him, and he had to been visibly impaired, and no, it's just we have to get past that stigma of saying something to somebody.
That's a huge point,
You know?
that you just raised about that. It's not the individual choice
No.
and it's an impaired choice,
Mhm.
but there are other people who are around who aren't impaired. Is it really them that needs to step up and say, you're at a bar, you're at a party, take the keys, call the ride share, take that, be responsible. Because what if you were at that party and you knew he had gotten on the road?
no, we need to have people not be afraid to say, no, you had too much, I'm taking your keys. And be brave. And I mean, sometimes it's hard, especially when it's close friends and family, but we need to get the stigma out so that people will not be afraid to say, you've had too much.
And that's part of the ripple effect. It's just the impact, but get the word out. Take responsibility for your friends, your family, because something could happen to them, impact others as well. As you move forward and you keep talking about this, you know, how have things been? I mean, do you go through different cycles of the process of remembering your son and getting the word out there and you know, moving forward, how do you envision trying to, again, keep telling the community that this has to be at the forefront, not just during a DOT campaign, which they're putting so much effort in, as I said, the visibility is overwhelming, but moving forward?
Well, like I said, it affects everybody. You know, sometimes you see an accident on the highway and you look at it and you're like, oh, that's awful, but you drive by it and it's forgotten. But when somebody takes away somebody you love, your life is forever changed. And And I don't think people realize that or think about that, you know? They just don't think of the consequence. And
It's like in Ryan's case, you know, it's the parents, it's the aunts, the uncles, the cousins, his co-workers, all the people he went to school with, all his hockey friends. I mean, it's so far-reaching, and you know, you don't think about that on a daily basis, but until something tragic like this happens. So hopefully people will watch it. I mean, it's emotional. Videos are emotional. I mean, they made them that way intentionally. So hopefully it can sway people to think.
It's an incredibly powerful video. Again, you're being there. You know, it must be on your mind 24/7. You know, how do you remember Ryan and want him to be remembered?
he was an amazing person. He was so loving and fun, dedicated to his job, proud that he was a police officer. He made an impact, far-reaching, again, and a ripple effect. But there'll never be another Ryan. Never.
Gary?
You know, it's the same. You know, he put his heart and soul into whatever he did, whether it was hockey or his music or his work. He was just a very dedicated young man.
And again, this campaign going on with the DOT, you will see the spots, both with the Bourques and others moving forward, but again, they are intended to show the ripple effect, the impact on families' lives when you make a decision to drive impaired or allow someone that you see visibly impaired to get behind the wheel of a car. Can't urge enough. Again, you'll see more moving forward here at Golocal as we bring others involved with the DOT's Ripple campaign. But you're not going to miss this, and you can't miss this. It's of utmost importance where we're at in the state and how it impacts families' lives. So anything else you want to tell folks while you're in here?
No, just please think before you get behind the wheel.
And again, watch these videos because they are powerful. Lee, Gary, I appreciate your taking the time.
Thank you
so
for
much.
having us.
Okay, we'll be right back with our next guest here in the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. Don't go anywhere.